We are Nerd Cult Online, and this is the Jurassic World Pinball Pack on Pinball Fx from Zen Studios. The first table in the pack we did is Jurassic World Pinball. Now, this one is the closest to what I actually expected to see from these tables. You know, something more central on like the movie. And so, you know, like there we have the Indominus Rex. On the actual table itself, on the the main skin or background of it, you know, we have Owen and the Velociraptors, just kind of printed there, you know, like you would see on a traditional table. So, you know, I was kind of expecting all three tables to be kind of similar to that. You know, one of them obviously being more Jurassic Park, and then the last one, I actually wasn't sure what to expect from it. Now, all three tables were actually a good bit of fun. You know, going back to, you know, even when I was a little kid, I've always loved dinosaurs. You know, I was probably like, you know, somewhere between like 9 and 11 when the first Jurassic Park movie came out, and I've seen that movie probably more than any other movie ever. And you know, it's one that we still watch pretty regularly with our family. And so when I had the opportunity to play these tables, I was very excited. And you know, still always, you know, enjoy, you know, almost anything dinosaur related as well. And so I've seen every single Jurassic Park and Jurassic World in theaters at least once. Obviously, the first one saw more than any other in theaters, but you know, it's a fantastic franchise. And so, you know, playing this table, you know, initially, I didn't think that there was going to be a lot of activity on the table as far as, you know, things that kind of go on in the center, but as you saw a little bit ago, you know, we triggered the Velociraptors to come out and had to try to feeding them. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually feed all four of them before losing the ball, but you know, little touches like that definitely make these tables a lot better than what they could be. I love the attention to detail, the you know, it's triggering some of the storylines, and I really liked that, you know, when you start this table, you actually have the option of just triggering events in the order that you hit them, or to actually trigger within the actual story order. And so I thought that was actually a really cool feature that you know, you saw at the beginning, and you know, definitely something that I think that more tables that follow or based on movies should do, so that way you have a little bit of control there. But overall, really enjoyed the table, but honestly, out of the three, this probably was the worst one in my opinion, and yet it was still great. Now for the next table, Jurassic Park Pinball Mayhem. And so for this one, you know, at a glance, it definitely is more akin to the actual first Jurassic Park movie, except for you didn't really get a T-Rex versus Stegosaurus fight. But you know, it definitely has some of the elements from the original movie. Even when you lose all of your balls, you do trigger an audio clip that is basically Alan Grant saying that he's not going to sign off on giving a recommendation for the park. And you know, I really like how on this table you actually have a goal of interacting with the Stegosaurus quite a bit, and it's just a matter of, you know, hitting it at the right time in the right spot. Which, of course, you know, with pinball is always the case, but you know, this seemed to be one that was much easier for me to trigger, more regularly. And it puts you into kind of a mini game where the goal is to have the Stegosaurus launch the ball through one of the windows to take out a Velociraptor. And unfortunately, I couldn't really figure out how to make him hit the ball when I had the image lined up, which you're going to see here in a little bit. But I thought that mechanic was really cool. I really like how innovative these tables continue to be. And I love how lifelike the dinosaurs are as well. It definitely makes it look and feel a lot more akin to the movies, and it makes for a much more enjoyable experience. Now, these specific 3 tables, and here's the part I was talking about. With these 3 specific tables, my youngest is obsessed with dinosaurs, and when I submitted my request to Zen for the tables that we would like to review next, she specifically requested that we put this one at the top of our list. And so I was super excited when this one was sent to us. And so now she's going to have some of her first pinball experiences here as far as her playing in the near future. And they're specifically going to be all centered on these tables, because Jurassic World is one of her favorite movies. Jurassic Park is right up there as well for her, but she, for whatever reason, prefers Jurassic World. I know myself, I always prefer Jurassic Park. I think that's probably has more to do with which one you saw first, because with her, Jurassic World was her first experience, and Jurassic Park mine. And I believe with my wife, it was Jurassic Park is her favorite as well. And so these tables are a lot of fun to play, and visually just absolutely stunning. And playing them makes me want to keep exploring and keep finding out what else I can trigger and do, and at the same time also make me want to go back and watch each of those films again, because they're absolute classics. And then going into the final table, which is just simply Jurassic Park Pinball. Now, before I actually saw the table, I was kind of expecting it to be very similar to the actual real life Jurassic Park Pinball table. I know actually for Christmas time, Costco actually had one on sale, and it looked absolutely fantastic. And no matter how much begging and pleading I tried, my wife just was not going to let us spend our Christmas money on that for myself. And while I understand, having to afford Christmas for everybody else instead, and wanting them to have a great Christmas, really wanted that table. So I was kind of expecting this table to be much more similar to that, but the overall look of the table is very different. Obviously, we're going to have some animations here that a real-life table wouldn't have, but it definitely is not that table whatsoever. And so now I'm hoping that one day we actually get that table done similar to how the Williams releases are. But as far as this table goes, I had a really hard time hitting those ramps on the left side. Just for whatever reason, I just kept sinking that center drop and just missing those ramps every time I intended to. And honestly, out of the 3 tables, this one is definitely my favorite. Because you're actually going to see towards the end of the video that you can actually trigger the Velociraptors, basically hunt your ball, and there's 2 different instances where they show up that you're trying to do different things. And one is, basically helping the game hunter that works for the park, and another one is where you're basically trying to defeat them. And so we managed to actually trigger both of those events, but were unable to actually complete either of them. And here they go with the first one, where they're basically hunting the game hunter, and pretty quickly lost the ball. A big part of that was because it's my first time seeing them and easily distracted, and wanted to check them out, and then obviously hitting that side drop right there to take the ball out was a real bummer. But having them appear and stuff is always awesome. Now I'm expecting with the big kind of building towards the back left that as time goes on, maybe that T-Rex fights something that shows up there at some point, and I think that would be really epic. But unfortunately, we didn't progress far enough to actually see anything like that. And again, this is absolutely my favorite of the three tables. Had so much fun playing it. Again, the aesthetics are absolutely gorgeous, and the dinosaurs are all very lifelike. I mean, the attention to detail is just absolutely astounding, and it made for an extremely entertaining and enjoyable table to play on. And I definitely see myself spending a lot of time on this table alone, just trying to unlock the different modes and events, just to see what else happens. And the whole pack itself, I believe it runs for about $15. And then here's the second raptor sequence that I mentioned. And I thought bringing out the silverware was a nice touch. Basically nodding to the scene from the original movie where they're in the kitchen and accidentally bump the silverware and get their attention that way. But overall, again, loved all three tables, and is absolutely worth the cost for these ones. And can't wait to see what the next tables hold.